Hello everybody, welcome back. Alright, so last video we unlocked new Witcher mutagens, which is very exciting. Okay, so now what I want to do is we need to leave this laboratory. Let's see, so we're still working on turn and face the strange. Alright, so let's see. Okay, cool. So we're gonna leave the laboratory, and then after that, I think there's somewhere else I want to go super quick. Do you know what? Let's look at this when we... Oh yeah, we need to return to a cemetery at night. I kind of want to do till death do you part. Anyways, let's just get out of here first, and then I can kind of see where we are. I think 3 a.m. is considered night. It looks like the little moon symbol is there. So this quest is done. Amazing. Okay. So now, okay. So we want to work on... Right. This one, Till Death Do You Part. While strolling through Beauclair's charmingly romantic streets, Geralt learned of a circumstance thoroughly charmless and unromantic. Come night, something was making much tastelessly grating noise. At the city cemetery. All right, so there's weird noises coming from the cemetery at night. 3 a.m. is considered night, so let's just go quickly to the cemetery. See what's up, and then after that we'll go to a different cemetery to meet our vampire friend to kind of progress the main quest a little bit. Okay. No, we don't need to call the horse. There we are, okay. Alright, we're at the cemetery, I think. Nope, we're not. Okay, why? Sorry, I'm not gonna... Okay, sorry. I'm literally just trying to follow where the quest marker is.
Duchess Anna.
Okay, so we need to just go more up there.
Damn it. More fighting. Noises coming from the catacombs, it seems.
Okay. The catacombs. I feel like this does open. I just gotta figure out where it opens. Okay, maybe this doesn't open.
What's going on here?
How do you get... Oh, we gotta go down here. Okay, really quickly, let's save the game. Okay. Wait, did the game save? Sorry, I didn't get like the... I think it did. We'll just save again. I can't save the game right now? Why can't I save the game right now? What do you mean I can't save the game right now? Is the game saving or not? Why isn't it saying saved? Usually a thing comes up. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's saved. Fuck. Okay.
So, noise is coming from here.
We're gonna run into another Bruxia. Grave robber. Jesus. Can I just like 1v1? Get out of there, girls! I will not die to these humans. We are better than this. Okay, what if we do Axie? Okay. Ah, okay, that didn't work out that well. We'll just stick with Quinn and just go slow. What? That's not Quinn! I said Quinn! I said Quinn! Why'd you go into Yurden? What the fuck? Fuck, this camera angle is garbage. Oh my god. Okay, good. Got one down. Two down. Come here into my circle, bitch.
What? Lost your nerve?
Might be noisy. I doubt they're the source of the sounds in question.
Definitely not. I will just take everything. Orders from Robin. The foolish, flatulent fluffer Bruce has tried to cheat us again, but he won't get away with it this time. Take a pickaxe and a shovel and pay our dearly departed boss a visit. Her kitty face was hideous to look at, even when she was alive, so the very thought of looking at it now... the very thought of looking at it now she's dead gives me the bloody runs. Take the jewels, pearls, and other valuables Bum Nimbling Bruce tossed into her grave. Oh, and if you see the milksop hanging around the cemetery, break his neck. Signed, Robin. P.S. Apparently, ever since Selena's death, the kid's been moping near Almir's cemetery, howling at the moon if I know life, and I do, he's got with him the key to the chest we buried with that bitch. Perhaps we could end his suffering by ending his miserable life in the lake. If he hasn't drowned himself already, that is. Oh, hello, kitty. Oh, we could probably just sell all this stuff. Okay, so I'm assuming we leave the catacombs. I'm gonna try saving the game again. There we are. See, now it says game saved.
Not a soul. Strange. Doesn't look anything like a grave hack's lair either. Louis de Corentin. Died on the day of Saint Zoetham's remembrance. Noises started fresh. Around then. Funeral wasn't too long ago.
Sorry, my controller's like vibrating.
Gold. Can't be grave robbers. None worth their salt would have left this. Here lies Margot de Corentin.
Is it morning now? Do I have to like come back at night? Yeah, the game's telling me to come back at night again. Okay, so that's fine. Okay. Return. Yeah, I must have. Okay, we'll come back at night again. Let's see. You guys were saying that this like fist fighting one, not all of them are, okay, I can do this, but I'm turning it onto story mode so I can get through it. We won't do it right now though. There's so much. You guys are saying I already have the Grandmaster woven gear. I'll probably still do that anyway, honestly. Just to complete all of this. Okay, anyways. Okay, so let's just continue on this main quest a little bit. So we need to meet Regis at the Mier La Caisse Longue Cemetery. I'm so sorry. I'm literally butchering all the French. It's funny because like I'm Canadian, you'd think I'd know how to pronounce French. In school, it's required to like take French for like the first 6 years, but I feel like the level of education I received was not enough to actually know the language at all. It was like the bare minimum of like the curriculum. So I can like kind of read like basic French. Like I've been to Paris and I could like get around reading like street signs and like menus and like I can read French, but as for like speaking French and listening to French, I cannot. I just don't have the ear for that at all.
This burning.
So yeah, if there was like a French like book in front of me, I could probably like, with what words I like remember, I could probably have like a very basic understanding of what it's about, but I can't speak it.
Nothing special.
And I don't know anyone who speaks French, so it's like we learn the language, but there's like nobody in my family speaks French, none of my friends do. There is no need to like practice the language, so you lose languages if you don't practice them, which is a shame. Okay. Oh, look at these sunflowers. They're so pretty. I want to walk through the sunflowers. Oh, I love it. I love sunflowers. Okay, when we get closer to where we need to meet Regis, I'm just gonna read the quest again. Ooh. I have no interest in...
Hey, with the blades on your back. Help us. Look, monsters all about. You've the look of a knight. Over there, monsters have come.
Fine. I'm probably gonna die. Let's save the game.
You, hey, with the blades on your back. Help us. Look, monsters all about.
Okay. Okay, really quick. Just hold on. We just got to do some rearranging here. Consume. Nope. Put that there. And then consume. Consume. There we go. Okay, there. Why am I being poisoned? I drank the thing that makes poison not hurt me. You dick.
Help, good foe!
I'm gonna die. Okay, just hold on. What am I looking for? Oh, I know. What if we use like this? Ah, dick. Okay. Oh my god, wrong one. Oh, I drank the wrong one. Which one did I drink? No, maybe I did drink that one. Just wait. What's the one that, like... I think it's this one. Consume. 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 There we are. Okay, we'll just like heal for a second. Can I save the game now that the combat music's done? Yeah. Okay. Perfect. that it? Okay, now we have to destroy
Gotta blow
the
this
nest.
up if I want to get rid of the Endrigus.
Yep, we do. Okay, so we need a different bomb. I think this one here destroys monster nests. Did that work? Alright,
Even
people
a
are...
horse drops if you ride it at a constant gallop.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Okay, let's just meditate for an hour.
I work from dawn to dusk's last light. Then give my wife a good long night.
I work from dusk till dawn, and then at night I give my what? Alright, I think we're supposed to meet our friend here. This is really interesting.
Regis. Couldn't have picked some other place to meet.
Oh, I'm in combat now. I'd rather not fight and save the game. Can I save the game? Can we save the game first? I'm not in combat anymore. There we are. Save. There we are. Okay. What the fuck is that? I don't know if I want to fight these things.
Damn, you're ugly.
Ah.
Hang your head from my saddle.
Jesus. Is there another one? There's so many of them! Okay. Okay, not a good idea. Okay, let's just go into the cave entrance. Where's the entrance? Here? Ah!
Plenty around here.
Another one. Oh my gosh.
Bastard.
Is he like poisoning me? Fuck. Can I not be poisoned, please? Holy shit. Stop it! I can't. Okay. That's the way out. We gotta go deeper in this way, right? Am I in the right spot or no? No, I can't. This is not the right spot. Maybe it is. I don't know. I'm pretty sure this isn't it. What's over here? I don't think Regis is over here. Let's just go see. Okay, maybe he is here. This is interesting. Is this Regis?
Agreed to meet a vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind, though we did not meet so I could prove how very original I am.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Detlef wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Okay.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megascope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by a bend in the river. Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out. Abruxa had taken an interest in it.
It's Detlef's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
Okay. The ring, what's its provenance?
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine. I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I, in turn, gave it to Detlef. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
What do you want to use the hand for?
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinares' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell. Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kaer Morhen, tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinares never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which Kovinaris gave a rather poetic name, resonance. Once imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
Can't you just summon Dettlaff?
Can't you just summon Dettlaff? You're both hired vampires, there's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort? The hell? Why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
I have a feeling we're going to end up having to summon him anyway or something, because his way is going to backfire or not work. Alright, brew the decoction.
Kovinaris spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Do I need to go across the map gathering items?
From. Fortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands. The closest ones I know of are in Vizima. The spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
Okay. So we're summoning... Dettlaff is the one who's killing the random guards. All the guards seem to know each other. We want to summon Dettlaff to ask him why he's killing people, right? That's like the point right now. Oh, so you can walk outside in the daylight. Is that because he's a higher vampire? Interesting.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned. Him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Yes.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say things they'd have rather kept to themselves.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
Let's see. Seems you choose to misunderstand. I don't want to know. This is a setup trying to get me to confess something. Let's go with this one. This is a setup. You're trying to convince me. This is a setup trying to get me to confess something.
So, think you've set a nice little trap for me? Sorry. Want to get me to confess? Gonna have to try harder.
I love a challenge. In that case, my ears are cocked. What must I do?
How about you get the ball rolling? Reveal one of your secrets. Vampires, intriguing creatures, must lead fascinating lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
No, but let's talk later. Maybe there's something you want to ask me, something specific. Where have you been? What have you been doing? What's it like being dead? How are you handling abstinence, not drinking blood? Oh, he doesn't drink blood? Let's ask that. How are you handling abstinence, not drinking blood?
Got a new life, new body. That give you a new start? Blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity's a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Let's ask what regeneration's like.
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Detloff recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else entirely.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
Don't give me spoilers for The Witcher 2. What's next?
But Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help.
Interesting.
However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Interesting. What's it like being dead?
Gotta ask you the big question. One everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well-founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear. If not for Detlaff, I might have drowned in an eternity of icy terror.
Can't have been alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
Where have you been? What have you been doing?
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, at first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand or move on my own. Detlaff bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower. Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for Bruges, for my one-time home of Dillingen. There I led the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say? Rebirth make you sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
Yes.
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back, defeated the Wild Hunt together.
Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
True enough. But it's a conversation we'll have another time. Need to know more about you now.
Okay, let's see. Maybe there's something you want to ask me, something specific.
All right, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
Ooh, I don't know enough about Geralt to... Ooh, this is such an interesting question. I wish I knew more about Geralt. I'm still reading the book, so I haven't gotten like 100% feel. For like who he is. So my understanding, like, Witchers are trained from like when they're children, so they're essentially taken from their homes and they're like trained to become a Witcher from like a really young age, and they're given like all of like the mutations and stuff pretty much as children. So this is the only life he's known. Ooh, I don't know what to say. Yeah, I'd be a Witcher. I'd prefer to be someone else. Ooh, I don't know. I'm way overthinking this. I'm overthinking this a lot. I feel like at this point, I don't know. After everything Geralt's done, his entire life. This is such an interesting question. Well, yeah, he'd be a Witcher. I don't know.
See, Regis.
I don't
Doubt
know.
I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a Witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always.
Interesting answer. So I feel like he would choose something else, maybe.
I like being on the path.
Okay.
I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much, but I like being a Witcher.
Thank you
But
for
if
being
given
honest.
the choice...
Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment.
Yeah, Geralt's not just a Witcher, he's the Witcher.
Ever vigilant, even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Appreciate the compliment.
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted white. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted white before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted whites. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught.
Interesting.
It seems I know this home it haunts. Recall a tale about it. Locals believe the place cursed. Perhaps that's how the white survived entirely unmolested.
What's this about a curse?
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or, perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something.
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt. I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the white's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
Know anything else about the white?
Whites rarely appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted white after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this spotted white is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Time to visit the white.
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that white. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the white will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the white to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
So, see you later.
Yes, till
Bye.
later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
I would love to save the game. Before we go into combat. Okay. Alright. Perfect. I just want to save the game. Save game. Game saved. Okay. Okay, let's see. So, we need to read the bestiary to learn more. Yeah, we can do that. I just want to see where... Oh, it's only right there? I was hoping it'd be like somewhere across the map so I can like do stuff over here. I imagine the game will take me across the map. Okay, we'll definitely go get this. I kind of want to do just a couple side quests first. Let's like say Geralt needs to go back here to like do some preparations or something. I don't know. Okay, just wait. Let's just quickly go through these again. Alright, so that's up there. Oops. Okay. Okay, I looked through everything. I think we're just gonna go look for the white's lair. So we need to read the bestiary to learn more about whites is like the first optional thing we need to do. So let's just quickly do that. Where would whites be? Oh, there they are. Whites. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Whites. They say the dead like quiet. I don't know about the dead, but the whites certainly do. Heinrich von Grot. Okay, the whites are ghastly and threatening in appearance. One should not approach them with sword drawn or attack them unprovoked. Left alone, they present no serious danger to anyone and are far more interested in mixing noxious brews in cauldrons than fighting. This species mainly lives around ancient burial sites, though they have also been spotted near more recently founded cemeteries and where mass graves can be found. Whites spend their winter months in a state of lethargy, very similar to human sleep. They live strictly solitary lives. In fact, It is practically unheard of for these creatures to appear in groups, yet when they fear their territory is threatened, and it is enough for one to step foot in a White's territory for it to feel threatened, Whites transform into dangerous foes and even abandon their solitary ways to summon other monsters to their aid. Oh gosh. Necrophage oil and Axie is what it's weak to. Okay. Oh wait, is there a spotted white one though? Because they said this was a spotted white. A spotted white. Spotted whites. Okay. Spotted whites. The best defense against spotted whites, stay calm and leave them alone. A fragment of a treatise on spotted whites by Roderick Gilligan. Spotted whites are a subspecies of white which the Witchers drove to extinction. They were larger than their unspotted kin and owed their names to their numerous blotches and effusions. Spotted whites would most often dwell in derelict cemeteries and empty wildernesses, yet at times look into living in abandoned human domiciles. There they would indulge in their greatest passion, creating brews from their own emissions. When not disturbed, spotted whites would not act aggressively. If threatened, however, they became very dangerous indeed. The colder months, or when faced with an unseasonable chill, they would slip into a state of lethargy, making them easy targets. Even during their active periods, it is said that Witchers found a surefire way of besting them, based around careful casting of the Yrden sign, or at least so claims Witcher lore. Necrophage oil, Igni, Yrden. Okay. Cool. Okay, let's see. I'm just gonna save the game. Alright, so we're just gonna do this. First. Game save, okay. Trying to go around here so I don't have to fight those things again. Hello, Rochi. Alright, let's go.
Dressings, bandages.
What's that about?
The dressings, bandages. Where did I put them?
Forget it. Bandages won't do him any good.
What? Oh, but he breathed still a moment ago.
Mm-hmm. Breathed his last then. Bled to death. Legs broken. Femoral arteries ruptured. Wound like that, you're dead in minutes.
Gods.
What happened here exactly?
I was rolling through, fully loaded, when I heard screams. This one crawled towards the road, then drooped to the ground, lost consciousness. I jumped down to help him, dress his wounds. Then you appeared.
Let's give him the benefit of a doubt. Helping a stranger, admirable.
Pretty admirable stopping to help a stranger.
Truthfully, when I saw him, I considered it might be an ambush. The thought entered my mind, I near decided to crack the whip. But to abandon a man in need? It's simply not the decent thing to do.
Decent enough in many other places, believe me. Before you go on, clean your hands thoroughly and burn your shirt. Might also want to rub some thyme on your body to be sure. Smell of blood might attract ghouls otherwise.
Who who might you be, precisely?
A witcher.
Oh. Do you expect some beast might have killed him?
Not my concern. Just getting a plan to figure that out.
See what we have here. Legs broken, but cause of death's the wound. Small but deep, edges unfrayed. Either a thrust weapon or a thick claw. Maybe a wyvern's. Tough to say, and... breastplate's unusual. Dented.
Is this guy
It's
gonna
got a
ambush me?
patina.
An antiquity, I believe. I deal in these things, so... what's puzzling is... why did he done it?
Not likely to learn that from him. Now to figure out where he came from. From that house, I'm assuming, but need to investigate. Got some work to do. So long.
Yeah, this guy seemed to,
Wait, I will come with you.
oh, I don't know if I trust him. Okay.
So be it. But stay close, keep it down, and don't touch a thing.
If you die, I'm not liable. Extreme cosplay. Follow the tracks of the murdered man using your witcher senses.
Trail leads to the house on the hill.
Which stands silent as a grave.
Must have been here he broke his legs. Fell while climbing over the wall. Trying to leave the property probably, after he didn't manage to open the gate. Gate's locked from the inside. Clearly been jostled though. Something tried to get out.
The very thought sends a cold wind down my back.
The fuck?
Burned alive. Really high-temperatured work here.
Lepiota, thou art my defender and protector. Thou bringest good news.
Damn it. Servant.
gods.
Stabbed to death. Over a dozen blows with a sharp object. Some post-mortem. Torso punctured with great force. Blow pierced hardened steel. Man on the high road. Breastplate was identical. Throats massacred. One mighty blow. Shield along sides old and dented. Sword ceremonial. And Shay handiwork clearly. Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices?
Of what? Please, do not say humans.
Burn marks. Something catch fire? Explode? Strong stench. Multiple wounds on the body. All puncture wounds, but hard to tell what caused them. Victim's human, but the attire's elven.
Are you certain? How did he come by it? We've so few non-humans in Tucson.
Fled, then dropped to the ground to douse the flames. Didn't manage. Burnt smells growing fainter. Might have been another luckier soul managed to flee. Doublet scorched. Wriggled out of it, tossed it, then ran on.
Alright, we're just gonna save the game again, just in case I die so I don't have to go through all that dialogue.
Perhaps there's no one inside after...
I know you're in there. Breathing's loud and clear. Open up. We mean you no harm.
They remain there?
Who are they?
Listen, I'm a witcher. I'm here to help you. But if that's gonna happen, you gotta answer some questions first. You mentioned them. Who do you mean?
Those, I don't know what they were. Spirits? it all occurred of a sudden. We were staging a scene, the death of paying homage. There was a flash of light that blinded me completely. I heard cries, though saw nothing. Then felt my own robes were in flames. I broke and ran, threw off my doublet, leapt in here and shut and locked the door behind me. They pounded on the door. I thought they would get through. I thought I was done for, but in the end, it grew calm.
Who are you?
Who are you exactly?
Durant Faucher Plamondon de Savarin, Lord of these lands, and Chairman of the Society of Friends of the History of Tucson. We meet here annually to mark the anniversary of the Elfin Homage, but something like this, why, it's a first.
So while reenacting a scene from the past, somehow, unintentionally, you summoned a specter, a Korgorath, or a tube, maybe.
What? What now?
Best thing? You gotta do it again, of course.
Are you mad? Would you have this thing kill us?
No, don't want it to kill anyone. Precisely why I gotta do my job. Summon it again, whatever it is, and tend to it once and for all. Durand, think I can reenact the pledge, the giving of homage, alone?
It was a great, momentous event. The surrender of Tucson's last elfin king. You will need at least 3 individuals.
Perfect. Let's be nice, damn it. I'd rather not expose you to danger.
Damn it. Can't risk. Can't expose you to danger.
Master, if what you say is true, then I was the cause of this massacre. Unintentionally, yet nonetheless, I've a duty to assist you. A moral one.
Gods have us in their care. I shall help as well.
He's just along for the
Let's get to
ride.
work.
He's like, this
Start
is
by clearing the
interesting. I have
corpses.
nothing going on
Got
today.
some time. Won't start the reenactment before nightfall. Things of this sort are a lot more likely to work after dusk. One last thing, though. My pay. Don't work for free, you know.
Understood. Just keep the danger at bay, and I shall be generous. Through and through. I will stand, or rather, sit in for King Ludovic, upon the elfin throne, while you, Witcher, will play the Enche ruler. We must don the costumes. All must be just right.
I have to wear... not my armor. Oh, okay, just a mask.
Ivetheth, the elven king, hosted Ludovic in his own palace upon his own throne, amidst the blinding glow of a plethora of torches.
Light all the lamps in the garden. Okay. This shield I picked up, can I use it? Yo, this Tucson armor is better than... Okay. Anyways. Okay, before we light this last one, I'm saving the game again. Because I have a feeling... Oh, I can't save the game, never mind. I have a feeling I'm gonna die.
Ivetheth laid at Ludovic's feet a loaf of binnen and elfin bread, thus granting humans rule over seat-yielding lands.
Don't interrupt.
Oh, I have to take a loaf of elven bread? Here? Place the offering of the bread in front of the throne.
Tibetha filled the ornate ceremonial bowls with elven wine. Gwinoet, the sweetest blood of the land that had been torn from him.
Okay, place wine.
At long last, the elfin king grasped his sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans.
Pick up the sword. Where's the sword?
At long last, the elfin king grasped his sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans.
Draw the sword and shield.
Elfin king, erect in his pride, drew his blade and dropped to his knees, thus acknowledging his final defeat.
Kneel.
Ludovic then spake.
I accept your allegiance and shall return in 1 year's time to...
Ah! Look! Look! The statues!
Impossible! God's mother!
Let's dance.
What the fuck? Do I have to do all that again? Oh. Bitch, fucking die. Oh!
The sculptures, they came alive. By what witchcraft?
Dunno. Specialize in killing monsters. Reviving them, not so much.
I may know what happened. The statues, you see, once stood in the palace of one Tibetha. I acquired them a month past because perhaps I should start at the beginning. This Tibetha was to pay tribute to humans, producing statues of this sort each year. Yet he did so but once, for he perished in the massacre of non-humans at the foot of Mount Gorgon in the year 782. It's fortunate he did too, as Tibetha had planned Ludovic's downfall, for he sculpted not statues, but columns that masqueraded as such. Columns activated with words said in homage. Columns that would have turned the king and his bodyguards into so much colorful confetti.
Typical treachery embodied elves. Psheh.
I mean, humans are no better.
You're no better. Elves were just defending their territory. You humans took it, but you still weren't sated. Had to cut the elves down, every last one.
You? What does that mean? You're a man as we are.
Yeah, in a way. Just ashamed to have to admit it sometimes.
Your words, they're wrong, Witcher. But I'll not let you leave empty-handed. Take this as your reward.
Farewell.
Nice money. off to the White's lair. What is happening? Gotta go this way.
Bar guests. Never a good omen.
Transmara Hunting Cottage.
Sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm, a message, trying to tell me something.
Oh, I have the wrong sword equipped. I got
None
everything.
shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around.
Can't save right now. Hold on, I need to re-equipped. Iris. Ooh, do I have a better...
Pigsty. Need to search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some white saliva. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship. Must have graced a rich man's table.
I don't know if I need these spoons, but I'll take them all.
Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. No spoon you have shall sate you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
Key.
Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. White's a true collector.
Profits. This certifies the item up for auction. An antique spoon key forged at the Christofferson and Sons Workshop in 1210 belongs to Smeagol Circus, owner of Pheasantry. Smeagol Circus, that's great.
White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense. Broken neck, indentation in the skull's lateral surface, smacked in the head with something heavy. Right arm bit right off, teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him. No claw or fang marks, probably choked to death. None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic.
Decaying letter. Dear Master Levasseur, I know you track outlaws for pay. I've an unusual assignment for you. No doubt you wonder why I have drawn you out here and why we cannot meet in person. You see, in my present situation, any kind of meeting is very risky. Not so much for me, but for the person with whom I meet, for I am afflicted by a curse, or as I hope, and why I have turned to you. The side effects of medicine given to me some time ago by a herbalist. Soon after I visited this herbalist, she disappeared without a trace. I desperately wish to understand my illness, so I wish to hire you to find her. When you do, learn as much from her as you can about the medicine she gave me. If my suffering is a result of her wickedness, then make her provide an antidote. I assure you I have ample wealth and will reward you with no small part of your services. If it turns out my suffering is not the fault of the herbalist, please let her go. I will then have a different task for you, because this shall mean I am afflicted by a terrible curse which only the gods can cure. I believe it was cast upon me by a certain beggar who came by the manor while I was hosting a soiree for a few friends. If you can find that vagrant, I will pay you double. Sadly, all I remember of him is that he sold mirrors. I am aware that this is not much aid for your hunt, yet I trust in your considerable talents and wish you the best of luck. Signed, Marlene de Trastamara. Alright, we're just gonna lock that in with a save again.
Actually does seem like a White's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Cauldron should be somewhere around here. Spoon, pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
My controller vibrated over here and I don't know why. Oh.
What I was looking for? White's not particularly tidy. White's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Table's set. White, who lives here, is getting ready for some sort of feast. White that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately to lift it. Spoon, pretty ordinary, maybe a little old.
Ooh, I'm over encumbered. Just hold on. Okay, let's get rid of Nah, I hate it. Drop. Drop. Drop.
Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. Regis needs some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
Where can I hide? Hide? Oh, there we are. Thank you. Sometime later. Try to lift the curse. This isn't a bad creature, right? It's not attacking anyone, it just wants its curse lifted. Plus I don't want to fight right now.
I'm not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it. Tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest. Just need a bit for Regis. And now we'll tend to you.
Do I have to eat it? Let's get more information. The curse, exact wording.
Need to get this right. Words of the
Okay.
curse were, none shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
Okay, so if no spoon will sate him, then let's eat not using spoons?
We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons.
Okay. That looks disgusting.
Open your eyes. You need to see your likeness.
Oh shit. Garrett looks messed up. Is he? Oh my god.
Think it worked. Just not quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the white. Won't be hard to find given its stench.
Okay. Oops, wrong button. No, right button, wrong thing. Alright, so Geralt found a spotted white in an old abandoned estate. The Witcher chose not to fight it, opting instead to hide in a wardrobe and await his chance. Though how it would come, he could only guess. Once the white had come and gone, Geralt collected its saliva, which the monster has added to its brew. It was making in a large cult. Right, okay, whatever. Okay. I really don't want to have to fight it. Look at this. Do I have to fight all of these things? Okay. Okay.
Shh, easy. Not gonna hurt you.
Aww.
I must eat.
Did it die?
I'll take you someplace safe.
Okay. Corvo Bianco.
So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here. I'm deeply pleased, finally, to make your acquaintance, sir. Though I do regret the specific circumstances. In all the commotion, I fear I neglected to introduce myself. I'm Barnabas Basil Folty, and by order of the Duchess, I am to serve as your major domo at Corvo Bianco.
Nice to meet you, Barnabas Basil. Love to talk more, but got urgent matters to attend to. While I'm gone, please make sure she gets everything she needs.
Don't worry, sir. I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
Oh, she was cursed.
Told me her story on the way here. Her name's Marlena. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry. To neglect the custom is to bring great misfortune down upon oneself.
Marlena didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her. And as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, He swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the curse was hardly simple.
Did some thinking, figured it out. Let me tell you the story.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlena had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a wight, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a wight, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
I imagine so. But, most importantly, it is now over. Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands here.
Alright, this place, tell me more about it.
Vineyard comes across as a place with a rich history. Know who owned it before me?
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Bolius of the Headsman, a truly colorful man of Kedweni origin.
He was actually a headsman?
No, not him, but his great-great-great-great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently, he was a common cut-purse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair. Went about his work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate. Monsieur Bolius, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Show me around the vineyard.
Mind giving me a little tour de Corvo Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be practical to begin on the hill.
Sure. I got 800 points for
Behold,
that?
sir, your
Okay.
estate in all its splendor.
I have an estate. Oh yeah, I
Pretty
guess I was
vast.
given that.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a
Okay.
major domo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of major domos. My father was a major domo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to major domo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path. The servants' quarters. I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasury.
Nice of her.
Nice.
Not the most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays. Baron Rossel ordered the vines in this part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place. They look beautiful, especially come spring.
Don't look at all bad now, either.
Sorry. Can we go faster? Nope, we cannot. Okay.
Down below lies your vineyard, where we grow a strain of Carfanere, one of the world's oldest. Aged in oak barrels, it provides for an exquisite wine with distinct blackberry, wild cherry, plum, and cinnamon notes. Marvelous.
Have to try it one of these days. Nice well. Picturesque.
Yes, though it ran dry long ago. During the raucous feasts Master Bolius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Bolius ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom. He had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself, he nearly broke his legs. To numb the pain, he drank the wine.
Drank himself to death?
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived. He retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda. Monsieur Bolius' wife Nina kept a garden here. A supremely lovely place it was.
Bit neglected now.
Okay.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it to its former glory, and once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation. Madame Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here. One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas Basil.
This served as an additional wine cellar in years of plentiful harvests.
Bit of work and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
The cellars, voila. During Monsieur Bolis's time, wine was kept here, but Baron Rossel used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which
I made while fighting the Bruxa. Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
As you can see, the facade is, how to put it, slightly stained. But one cannot deny it a certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
And welcome inside. On the left is the master bedroom. On the right, the dining hall and kitchen. Upstairs, you shall find the guest room, currently used for storage.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some innovative arrangements. A few paintings, for instance, would breathe new life into the abode immediately.
Do I have to
With
find
that, sir,
paintings?
you've seen the full lay of the land. Corfobianco is a beautiful estate. Though one must admit, time has taken its toll. Forgive me for being forward, but if you were to choose to invest a small sum towards its beautification, consider me at your service on the matter.
Think I'll take you up on that. Be sure to come and see you if I decide to do any remodeling.
Think we could do some renovating.
Mentioned the place could stand to be spruced up.
Oh, most decidedly, sir. The question is where you would like to begin this rejuvenation.
Let's improve the grounds. No, the house.
Been thinking about the outer walls. Maybe a fresh coat of paint or some patching.
If I might dare to make a suggestion, why not start with a general renovation? I once oversaw such work at Admiral Rompelli's summer residence. The effects were simply breathtaking. Not only did the residence positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor and weapons, of which he was a passionate collector.
500? Okay.
It's in your hands then. Make the place shine.
I shall
That's
get
like all
to
my
work
money.
immediately. Within a day's passing, I shall have sent for the crew which rebuffed the Admiral's residence. They are the finest specialists around. Highly skilled at what they do, it shall not take them too long, I wager. 2 days after they begin, your eyes will behold your residence in its refurbished, rejuvenated, beautified state.
Perfect.
Is there anything else you require, sir?
We'll discuss this later.
Know what? Changed my mind. Not in the mood to talk about redecoration today. But I wanted to ask you something else.
I shall be glad to answer your every question, sir.
Okay, we got nothing.
Thanks. Gotta get back to my business now. See you soon.
Wait, 3 days for the general refurbishment to finish. Okay. Cool. I have a chest here. The fuck is that? Oh, it's my girl.
I thank you. So tasty. Oh, so good.
Okay. Yeah, I think I just spent like, what is this? Armor stand. Yeah. I like it. Where? What is this? Just wait. I have a chest up here. Where is... Is my chest down here? Place a trophy, place a trophy, place a trophy. Beautiful. Okay. Okay, I have a lot of stuff I can sell for money, which is nice. Just wait. Hang a painting. Thank you card. That's cute. I think that's the one, yeah, that little girl gave me. Use. Just wait. Oh, I can store books here. Okay, just wait. There was like a weapon rack. That. that. There. Alright, we've got some decorations going. Beautiful. Can I hang any more paintings? Okay. Okay, anyways, let's lock this in. What time is it? 5 in the morning. Okay. Okay, so we're back here now. Yeah, we're back here, which is like great. Even though we need to go to like the cemetery. That's okay though. There's like some stuff, some quests I can do over here, I guess, as we make our way back down here. Cool. Okay, let's take a look at the quests. All right, guys. So I'm actually going to end the game here for today. I think this is a really good stopping point. Yeah, so the plan for next video will be to... I will kind of, before I start playing, I'm going to take a look at all the quests that are kind of like in this area. And I'm going to kind of just complete them as I make my way back down to the cemetery to speak with Regis, I think. So I'll probably do the fist fighting stuff. Like I said, I'm going to change the difficulty to story mode just to get through it, just because I really don't enjoy fist fighting, but I will like complete it. So yeah, sorry about that if that upsets you. I just like, I don't like it. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, I think, yeah, so we'll try and like look, I'll make a list of the quests as we make our way down. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.